What's going on? Welcome, everybody. I want to show a Discord server I recently found that has a pretty in-depth farm sim server setup. You know, a lot of these people behind it, they're with the farm sim game community, the FSG community, not to be confused with the farm sim guy community, but they brought a lot of mods and a lot of different variations to the game over the years recently. And they've really stepped it up. So I want to show you this. So it's www.united-farms.com. It'll bring you to this page right here. See, I have a lot of stats on it already, kind of showcasing, what my supporter status is. Currently do not hold one. I have my farm server info, farm name that I currently have active. I have my money. The game is showing 0 because there's a little bit of an update needed right now, but it's on my end. I just need to clear my cache and re-sign in to the site, and it will take care of it. Now, all the signing is done in through Discord. As you see up here, your Discord's linked. You have achievements, profile, account, so much, and so forth there. And then you have, your payouts from the co-ops that are still pending. You have your game time, but what I'm getting at here is there's a lot to choose, right? So briefly touching on some stuff before we get in how to get set up. They have 9 servers active right now. 2 co-op. Co-op is where you'll start either on 1 or 2. And the reason for that is you need to show that you're invested in growing and that you can put the time in to build the farm. Now, some other servers and styles like this that were out before, farmers only and other things, I think were the other, trying to think of the other one. But they required a pretty long-term grind, and you could never really get the gist of getting into the server, and there's just a lot of extra effort to get there. United Farms kind of scales that down a little bit. There's still some requirements you got to meet, but now you have a better option of growing, and the land purchasing option is, I think, pretty good. So once you've got in here, we go back to the homepage, right? So you got the useful links, how to download mods, so on and so forth. I would highly, encourage you to use the FSG mod assistant. I've used it for years already. That was a big part for me in FS22. I switched over to that because it allowed you to see what mods are creating errors, what mods may not be compatible, mods that may have conflicting key binds. So it's just something to keep in mind. And the best thing is with FSG Mod Assistant, all you have to do is go to it. I'll pull it up right here. We got a bunch of different stuff in here, but it gives you the option down here to download and replace all mods from this server. So it makes it easy. It stores the passwords in there for you. It allows you to do everything without having to chase down what mods you're missing. And you can still set it to the mod folder you want to put. So it doesn't have to be in your direct mod folder. You could have everything pathed to another drive if you wanted. And that's what I do. I keep a lot of my mods separate off my base drive for the PC for that reason. So they suggest you there. Again, explain some of the issues you might have with connections. I know right now on the site, my issue is shows 0 in game, even though I know I have about $30,000 or so in my farm game because I just haven't gone through and relogged in and cashed out. But that's kind of the gist of where you get things set up in place, right? Now, once you've had your Discord connected, linked, which you do up here, you want to go back to the home page. And then one of the things you're going to want to initially read is over here on rules. This will break down a lot of things. There is a test you'll have to take on the rules. Don't worry. Don't lose sleep over it. It's pretty self-explanatory, and it's pretty straightforward. There's a few number guesses, but you can go back if you need to and look at the rules and make sure you're getting the right rules in place. But they kind of walk through it. Read and understand the rules. Take the application test, which we've already taken it. We passed, obviously. We became a farmhand, and from there we were able to start working for the co-op, as you see there. Then you use it to download the mods. Don't use the in-game downloadable content. because this is PC only. So I'm going to say this again, PC only. Some of the mods in this aren't the same as what's on ModHub. Use the FSG mod assistant. It'll pull from where they have the mods online and set up. Then you go into one of the servers. Like I said, we showed that list. I went into co-op 1, which right now is Backroads Country. It's a 4X map. There's a lot of work to be done on it, so it's easy to rack up your time. From there, if you've played 2 hours, an hour, 120 minutes, however you want to count the time, once you reach that, which a bot does track your in-game, it's important too when you leave a game to wait until the bot recognizes you in Discord that you've left the game and gives you a summary of your time in-game. I learned the hard way. I jumped out of the game when I got disconnected, jumped right back in, didn't give the bot enough time. It did not credit me those period of work time initially until I came back in the game because of that. So just keep that in mind. That was one of the things I saw, and it's now been pretty well communicated. Big thanks to that team. So hopefully no one else goes through that, and it's just something to keep in mind. Let the bot do its job, right? But once you have that, you can become a farm manager, and from there, you create your farm name, password, color, plenty of options to do that with. You can have multiple farms as well. When you read into the rules, you'll see that. You start with $2 million. There's repayable anytime. There's no interest. They're just kind of nice, and that's the one you get. From there on, if you wanted to add different farms to different servers, which you can have farms across multiple servers, but they do come with a cost and they do come with interest. So keep that in mind as well. It's important to get on the server and understand the land you're going to wish to buy, and you purchase the land as is. So with this, I would say, personally, not to alter the land too drastically, because a lot of the database off the game, and yes, you could expand acreage within it, but I think one of the things that I'm noticing right now is it's just cleaner and easier to get values of lands by keeping them the way they are and kind of working off that. The field is outlined. A lot of the field edges go right up to the edge of the field anyway. Yes, there's additional acreage, but just something to keep in mind. So once you purchase the land, you can go in there and start adding to it. I would recommend using a version offline to test your building and what you have to do to the land and understand how it will affect the land, because there is no undo button in Farm Sim building, as we know. You have to transfer some of your funds over for your equipment in the game. So like you probably saw earlier, that's what was going on. And we'll kind of touch more into that in a little bit. Utilize the rules are posted in Discord as well. Make sure you're familiar with it. Be family friendly. Down here kind of breaks down the extra application process. How you start out as a farmhand. Once you get enough time, you can move into the farm manager role if you so choose. You don't have to though. But no pre-purchase land, no pre-purchase vehicles, equipment, placeables, etc. Farm comes with your custom name, password, and color. It's $2 million starting loan, and it's important to have your Discord name match your in-game server name. I want to touch on that real briefly. It's very important. I've seen a few that have done different names. It has to match your Discord name for you to get tracked and paid accordingly. And there's that requirement, being able to work at least 2 hours or 120 minutes as a farmhand on the co-op servers. And then here we kind of touch into that rule. The farm manager has the ability to own land more than one server. The first farm is free to create. Second farm are calculated by number of owned farms multiplied by 500K. Second farm is 500K. Third is 1 million. Fourth is 1.5 million, and so on. Farm removal costs are 50K and require everything on the farm to be sold, including the land. Farms also have limits per server. Each farm is limited based on a server and map settings. Land is purchased on the website, and land is limited per server. You can hire workers. There's a job posting in the Discord. I've seen a few already use it. As this community begins to grow, we're pretty early in the stages from what I've seen. I think I was one of the third or fourth ones into it. And now I think we're already at like close to 16 or 17, and maybe more than that, because a few more have jumped in while I'm recording this. You kind of set the fee. It is encouraged that, you're paying a fee that is similar to what the co-ops pay. So, for example, on the weekends, Friday through Sunday, Central Time US is how it's tracked. You can make $40,000 an hour. During the week, it is $25,000. Now, you can agree on different fees, but it also needs to be in writing in that server chat, so the team and the devs know. You will need some DLCs to play on some of these servers. Not all do, but make sure you're checking that out first and foremost. They have a certain set of mods they use. So they've created their own co-op mods, which allow everything to mesh across servers, because on server 4, you might be selling wheat and somebody on server 2 might need it and they might purchase it through the co-op for you. There's also a logistical game in the background to it. I call it a game. It's an addition to this, but it adds a different variety of the logistics as well. There is no sleeping in game. Server and date and times run. Please check before you select a server if that time aligns with you and where the server is located. Right now, most are out of the US, but there's a few that are in Europe. And with these rules, I mean, you can get into it and read this when you get here, but a lot of it, is to just keep the lag. So using actual bale sheds that store, not leaving vehicles and equipment outside of unwalled buildings is key. So finding the garage when you're done. Field flipping, there is no field flipping. You must maintain the field for at least one in-game year and maintain safe road operation. Crop destruction is on and can affect even your neighbors, which I like. The game saves roughly every 15 minutes, or the servers do, so it works out pretty well. You're limited to one hired worker. Well, technically 2, but in my head, I just tell myself 1 because I can already do a lot of this stuff. And again, the bots monitor this. They'll warn you. It's important to keep up some activity, otherwise you might be penalized. There is an in-game court system as well. If you have a dispute with somebody, they can all be settled. But that covers a lot of what you see there and how it goes. Animals, you can only have 2 of each husbandry. So same thing with productions. Kind of keeps everything, again, from not being one person just overloading the server. Kind of keeps it fair, keeps it well-paced going forward. And just remember, there's no undo buttons on terrain and landscaping and setting buildings, so practice your setup outside of the game before bringing it onto the server. So that's kind of where we go. So you take the application. After you've done that, we're going to go to banking up here in the right. And you kind of see, like I said, right now this is glitch because I just need to sign back in. I got $30,000, but I can transfer funds. So I have a savings account set up, right? But I can come in here and I can say, I want to take that and move that to basic savings. Now I want to transfer to in-game, but I think because I need to reset my cash on this and relog in, it's not going to show me game, but the game's in there. We could also replay the loan, but we can always move money into the game, right? And then you set the amount and you can leave a note. No, you only have so many transactions per week. So 5 here per week. I'm at 3 already because I've had a fair amount of money coming in. Just keep that in mind. Just something to really understand, keep in mind, don't go that. But there is options. You can support the Discord server, and it'll give you actually more options and give you deeper farm stats if you want it as well, which we'll touch base a little bit. Or actually, let's throw that up right now. So that's how that works. Right there, you go to this Discord server, the web shop, and you'll be able to purchase or sponsor the server. And for that fee, that's what changes. You can get 30 transfers, 15 transfers a week, unlimited, and extra farm stats if you wanted. So like I said, you now have that set up. You can go over to the co-op. Once you've gone to the server in the co-op, you're in there, you're playing. It's exciting. you're getting jobs done that are there. A lot of the times there's not a real direction, but you'll see fields that need to be harvested, fields that need to be planted, cultivated, so on and so forth. That all counts for your in-game work time, which then will take you to payouts. How do I collect money? So, like I said, there's a bot that records everything you do in this game. Even you're driving, there's a little mini map that pops up every time you log out of the game and says you worked for 1.6 hours. So there it is. The rate does it. We want to hit claim payment right here. I'm going to claim that payment. Now I have more money in my bank account. I like here, it shows storage. We don't have anything. I just sold off all my beets, which it shows my silage history of me dropping off loads of red beets. Sold them all. We made some money. But it gives you the option of silo, pallets, and bales. Very nice. Now, market price. This is what I'm talking about, the United Farms Co-op market. So here's some fresh goods that are available and in stock. That's what those co-op teams have been building up. We've helped with some wheat and oat. And I thought we brought some canola in, but the canola might have been pushed off already. That's fine. But then the other thing I like here is market prices, right? So this is all adjustable. I can sort all this. Right now, close is the big one. And then they even have little price charts that show you prefab wall. Look at that. These are the days it's expected to go up, days it'll be down. Here's the previous trend. It's nice to look at that and see that stuff. And then, like I said, you go in to start your own farm. Here's the game servers all listed. I can go create farm on this and pulls it up. One of the things I like, they talk about purchasing land. Well, let me show you. So we are on Montana. There's 5 farms on this map already. So this is a pretty active map. But you can go through all the values, which are in pounds, and then all the land area size. And you could go different maps if you wanted. But you can go through and find what each piece of land is. So say we want field 4. It's 21 acres. Total field acres, 20 acres. It's got cotton on it. It's growth stage 6 out of 8. There we go. And it's showing me that I don't own the farm because I think I just have to sign out. That's what it is. But you can kind of see down here too, farmland ownership. So we're right over here, 45, 47 in this little open space up here. We can have up to the 5 fields and up to 300 acres is the rule for this. So we're kind of get there. There's a farm down here. There's a farm up here. That's the co-op in the middle. And I'm trying to find out, there's one other farm that should be active on here. That gives you the scope of it, which I like. But it tells you where it is. And then once you purchase that, you'll actually have that in-game. So I think that's pretty cool. Land for sale. Like I said, you can go back, look at it. You can look at different maps if you're looking to expand without even being on that map yet. So pretty cool concept. Before we jump in the game, I'm going to cover logistics. So I created my own fleet, the Main Ag Fleet. A little slogan underneath it you can put in. There's 670 available loads in the market. We've accepted 27 in the past. We have 2 currently in progress, 25 completed. We've made $122,000 so far on 37,000 miles. So this is like what I call like a side quest game, is what it feels like. But you can transfer in-game equipment that you purchase that aligns with hireable equipment. You can transfer that, and once it's in-game, you're able to start using it. So like I have a grain trailer and a livestock trailer with 2 trucks. So I'm running these. That one's almost completed. And what's nice is when these get completed, and you keep an eye on your locations, I can come in here, hit view load. So the time multiplier runs at 5 times faster, so it's almost there. But that's my truck with that trailer. Now, if that's not near the city where it has to be collected, there might be a pickup fee. So just keep that in mind, that it may not always be $3,100. And sometimes you'll have a tire flat, you'll have a breakdown, a battery, something like that will happen, and there'll be a small fee associated. So there's a nice mix of variety, and it's not always just straightforward cashing out, which I kind of like. But once it's completed, you'll come in here and click. You don't have to click collect payment, because once you go to the load and it's done and you view it, it sends you the payment. You get a notification in Discord that tells you that, which is quite nice. But we can come over here, I'll show you a load board. You can always sort. So a lot of times I'll sort by what I have. The other option is here. If you have a truck that's in Virginia, you can click the Virginia tab next to all. That'll be there, and it'll allow you to see any of those shipments that match what you're looking for in that area. And like I said, this hireable page kind of shows you the equipment you can use for each situation. So grain trailers, we have that one right there. We have oversize, we have livestock, and so on and so forth. So pretty nice, works pretty well. I'm enjoying it. It's a nice little bit of side cash. It goes right to your checking account when you're done. But let's hop in game, and I will show you what else you can do to transfer it to the game. All right, so I'm at the shop. What I want to show everyone now is how do we transfer to the logistics. Yes, you'll purchase this in-game. Try not to hit cross here. But you want to back it in, essentially, into the main shop. So like we're on Judith Plains, Montana right now. And we're doing a terrible job of backing it up. I don't usually use these cab overs often, and probably you can see why. So we just want to back up. You want to get it. There's a trigger back here. I don't have the icon on. Let me jump in and turn that on for everybody. So right there, then we can hop out, come over here to the icon like you're going to do maintenance on it. Store vehicle to website. There is a fee associated with this, but this is why I'm going to show you this. So store it, it's on the website. Do the same, pay the $1,000 fee. Like I said, we had $27,000 now here. We won't see that on the site until I reset that point. But that's it. So you do that. And yeah, so essentially your game money will change. Every time you sell something here, you can transfer money back out to checking and so on and so forth. I recommend using the co-ops. They're some of the best pricing. It takes a little longer sometimes to transfer everything, but it's essentially a silo system that works for you. So we'll hop out of the game now and go back to logistics menu so I can show you how to set up a run for logistics and make that side money. All right, so perfect timing, because as we backed out of the game to come back in here, our livestock trailer was delivered. So we go here to hit view load. That's going to initiate, as you see down in the lower right, a payment. We'll go through. I'll get an alert on Discord as well that'll tell me you've been paid. This is your payment, and if there was any issues. So right now we are in Des Moines, Iowa. So it's funny, I just transferred the other vehicle, but now we can, that truck is done. So we go to leaderboard. We know it's a livestock. I'm not seeing my other grain trailer yet. So what we can do is, to limit it, we can go to Iowa. Now keep an eye on dates, because there is dates far ahead, but your truck won't dispatch until then. So we're looking at the 21st. Out of Iowa, we have two options, 3178, 3182, VA, PA. So I would say this one right now, this one takes the cake. Now, if I wanted to go to all, though, we have other options. So Arizona, not a lot of money, and this is what I'll show you. So I can come down here, I can look at the truck. It's going to cost more to drive there and pick that up than it actually is worth the offer. So just think about that, the opportunity. Make sure your prices matches. Same thing, driving to California, you're probably going to lose about $3,000 on that one as well because of where we're located. So that's just something to keep in mind. And obviously you can always change it by load payout value. So that Long Beach one pops up. There is no sortability for most expensive ones up front for that day, unfortunately, yet. But I like to look, if there's something near me that's only going to cost, $100 to travel, that might be better than picking up that certain load today. So we know we're in Iowa. Let's look at this Minnesota one, right? Well, we actually don't have any trailers for that one because I didn't fully set it correctly. So we want to hit livestock. And now if I say 5K, Arizona, California, and then we're on a new day actually. Anyway, so we'll go back. We'll take off the filter to all. We know there's one in Iowa that's 3182. Those are the Iowa options. We're going to take it. We'll go to view load. We're going to select our truck. See, it's stored there already, so no extra cost to pick up. Select our trailer. You'll hit book load. It'll bring you to this page. You can always cancel an order for $100. Start the dispatch. That was what you want to click. And there we go. We are dispatching. And that is just about it. From there, I'm trying to think if there's any other notes. But that's kind of the gist of it. I don't want to go too far into it. These servers, everybody can answer the questions for you in Discord. If it's not already in the rules and announcements, you'll find it, the support from other people. So now the truck is dispatched and it's on its way. So very nice, very simple, like I said. And then if you're having issues with the website, just sign out, reload in, takes care of it for you. There you see our total income's gone up, mileage has gone up, 26 completed at 28 now. And that's it. So thanks for watching. If you have questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll leave the website down below and try to link to Discord. Thanks, everybody. Have a good one.